Things are making noises. All the noises. Ooh. Boop. Hello, everybody. It's Ferret, the business ferret. And today, we're back with something new, something different, something sinful, maybe? I don't know. We are going to be playing Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition, because reasons. And so, I've never played this game, but it is on my list. It is a RPG very much in the same style as like Baldur's Gate and such. So, yeah, with no real hesitation, nothing to really go into too deeply. Let's just get started. We will play single player. So these are difficulty levels. Prefer story and exploration over being challenged in combat. It's Dark Pyromancer who's masquerading as a rekindled. I see you. I'm doing well. How's it going? I'm about to start a brand new game in classic mode. As my computer immediately threw a hissy fit at me about this. Okay. So I apparently have to make two characters. Cooking some mac and cheese. Nice. Nice. Love some mac and cheese. A daring wand wielder risking life and limb to decimate evil head on. Specialized in war tactics, knights are trained not only to fight but to rally troops. A marksman with a legendary knack for self-preservation. Actually got some value. Rogues. I do love a good rogue build. Shadowblade. Ooh. Love the name of that. Wayfarer, survivalist, and practitioner of magic. The witch, a wizard, a battle mage, and a cleric. We're back to cleric. I have to go rogue. You know what? We're gonna have two characters. We're gonna have Ferret, because we got two characters. The ferret lifestyle, of course. You're right. It is very much the ferrety thing to do. We're gonna have Ferret, the rogue. We're gonna have Arcist, who is a character I originally wanted to make a long time ago, who is going to be, surprise, very fire oriented. Hold up. Enchanter prefers to turn the tide of battle from afar, manipulating foes with powerful magic. Which sounds more fair? Sai is very much an enchanter, though. As a psychic ferret who mind controls people, we have to be an enchanter. Oh. Like, that's just the only option. I really want like a For Arcist, I want a fire warrior. Like a warrior who uses fire magic. Really what I want. And funnily enough, the battle mage does seem to be the perfect stopping place for that. That seems perfect. Maybe there's multi-classing. I honestly don't know much about this game. I mean, other than I'm playing it for the first time. My understanding is that it's a turn-based game, which is the number one reason why I picked it over like Pillars of Eternity. And that you can like branch out and do all sorts of things. Like you're not locked into a class. The starting class is just a good way to get started. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just go with Ferret, the Enchanter, who will work on stealth skills. We're going to be a stealthy mind manipulator. That's what we're gonna do. I'm quite confident about this now. And then we'll have Arcist, the battle mage, who's going to be all about punching things and lighting them on fire.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Riverlong cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them.
That does sound bad.
A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Riverlon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
My understanding is we are Maku time. No Maku! We are not Makuing! Also, hi, Zero. Larian Studios presents. Did I not update the title?
Shine,
or the description?
The captain wants you up on deck. Hear them gulls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry and out for blood.
You got
But
baited.
you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off on the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Stream image and description are Shadow of War still? I know for a fact I changed that. I am so sorry, Tank Tiger. You're going to have to enjoy this other old but excellent game instead. Let me get to a moment where I can pause and I can double check the things. Because I was 99% certain that I had fixed this. Huh! It did not change! That's so dumb! I don't know why it didn't change. It is in fact still on both. I'm gonna change it now. We're gonna hit the save. All right, it should now be updated. Hi, Halber. Long time no see, man. Everybody's showing up for Divinity Original Sin. I appreciate you all stopping by. All right. All filters are on by default. I got... Okay, so for Sai, he's got teleportation, throw an item or character up high and drop it to the ground, dealing 12 to 15 crushing damage. So I can literally just drop rocks on people. Bitter Cold, freeze a target. Freezing Touch, Hydrosophist. Special 90% chance to set frozen status for 2 turns. I am a silly ferret. Yes, that's true. I am silly. We will probably, hopefully, not find a Maku, because quite frankly, I don't know if I could cope with that right now. All right, we got an autosave. Well, that's nice. So we're trying to get to town, but we have to be wary of orcs.
I didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west. I'd mistake this for a placid beach.
Orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
Teleportation's a very good spell. Perfect. I love to hear good spells. We also have Ice Shards, Blitzbolt Scroll, and Resurrect Scroll. All right. I don't know which way to go. So obviously we go this way. Why? Because it makes sense. I put it enemy in timeout with it before. That was, you think, Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, so this is like Larian Studios before Baldur's Gate 3. Hey, look, I found a dead man.
Is that a corpse? What's it doing here alone?
What? Did you expect it to have an entourage?
Shit, I love Arceus. This is great. Traveler's Journal. Rejoice, for the statues have granted my wish. Their whimsical nature, however, must not be taken lightly, so before I soar through the sky like an eagle, I shall attempt a mere hop from the cliffs down the beach. This should be a small feat for the man that can fly. If I remember correctly, this was their last-ditch effort to not go bankrupt. I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like that's every game. For like small developers. Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 are the same game. You'll argue. Well, it's a good thing we're planning on playing Divinity Original Sin 2 eventually. Not right away. Not anytime soon. We still have to get through Original Sin 1. If this experiment is successful, the sun shall be my next target. So this guy literally jumped off a cliff. Just less bear loot stuff? Less lewd bears? Well, that's just utterly disappointing. Can I stuff a bunch of explosives into a bag and nuke the big bad evil guy? Actually, I think that is something you can do in Divinity Original Sin. Technically, yes. Yes. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you can do that in this game. As a better object for that. Tell me it's a giant nuke that just throws things. All right, a Source Hunter's Journal. We're ready for our first assignment. It seems the murder of Counselor Jake is a clear-cut case of sorcery. Death Fog. I want to know more. Insta kills everything that isn't undead. Nice. Okay. And we're ready to nab the perpetrator. We land on the east of our destination, so we should be heading westward towards the city of Cecil. So our main story is to hunt the sorcerer. Note its source. We also have this talking statues quest. We learned from the Diary of a Dead Man that he jumped off a cliff after believing that some whimsical statues had granted him the ability to fly. Mm-hmm. All right, well, the statues are not that way. There's a wooden crate. Let's go open that. Why do they still have exclamation points over their head?
Can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues, of all things.
Well, great deeds require the occasional leap of faith. I might have done the same. Or pure madness. How could someone be so utterly naive? Yeah, how could somebody be so stupid?
Pure madness. How could someone be so utterly naive?
Arsis. Agreed. Call me skeptical, but a little proof goes a long way for the rational mind. Rivellon is no stranger to the supernatural. He might have well flown into the sunset and looked down at us cynics, laughing. You know what? I'm gonna make her the optimist.
Rivellon is no stranger to the supernatural. He might well have flown into the sunset and looked down at us cynics, laughing.
Pragmatic and romantic. Also, the box is empty, and that hurts my soul.
Source hunters, how did they find us?
Take the stone to the temple. These whelps will be easy to crush.
As you say, Madam Conduit.
All right. They're gone. They're leaving. Hey!
Arise, fair dead. Seize upon our enemies.
No, not skeletons. Okay, but the bandits have left. Okay. Wait. Not enough action points. Ooh. Okay, so it's got a cooldown. Oh, hey, look, action points at the top. That makes sense. All right, so we've got freezing touch, but that requires being up close. We got a 90% chance to set freeze. Let's go ahead and freeze this guy.
Submit to my chilly embrace.
Freezing failed. Can I smack? I can smack. So it costs 3 AP to punch a person in the face. And I have 6 at the moment. Bestow a damage boost upon an ally. We got fireball scrolls, but we're not going to want to use scrolls right away. Let's see. You know what? Give yourself a damage boost. And then smack. Yeah, that was a good smack. Oof. I like to imagine you failing to freeze was instead of, well, making it freeze cold, you just summon a cold winter breeze. I don't like how you think of that.
grave opens to welcome you.
Oh, we got. Bam. Okay. Can I smack again? No. Bonk. Not enough action points. All right. Do it again. Just bonk. Ferret coming out with the win, of
Their
course.
leader said something about escaping with a stone.
That does
Stolen
sound
from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside?
Those thieves were more than petty criminals. Their leader gave life to the dead. What stone could they have been so keen on taking?
So Ferret, our orders say to report to our contact in Cecil, not to waste time outside the city walls, or we can't well turn away from such an odious show of source. Let's investigate the tomb and see what answers it might reveal. Both of these are quite pragmatic. Now you're thinking of making a D&D character, a barbarian that pretends he's a wizard. Oh, on that subject, because I'm boycotting WotC, I actually have been reading more about Pathfinder. Pathfinder, legitimately, Ice Bolt is hitting him just chucking a chunk of ice. But Pathfinder actually just added in their War of Immortals update, with their War of Immortals book, a subclass of barbarian called a Blood Rager, which is literally, what if we just stabbed a man and then cast magic with blood magic? And it's pretty dope. That's in Pathfinder. So that's pretty cool. All right. Let's investigate.
We can't well turn away from such an odious show of source. Let's investigate the tomb and see what answers it might reveal.
You played some Pathfinder, lots of fun, but hella unbalanced. Did you play Pathfinder 1E or 2E? Because 2E has redone balancing pretty well. So says the community. Like, 2E is much more balanced. 1E, first edition was rough, but second edition's been much more balanced. I'm gonna make them both
Indeed.
in agreement.
For all we know, these dark dealings...
Independence. Access the optional tutorial area behind you. You can't remember? Probably 2E. All right, well, we got a level. Can we talk to the rat? Squeak. All right, I bet if we had animal talking, we could have.
This seems to be broken.
All right, we got a bone pile over here. It's empty.
This seems to be broken. This seems to be broken.
Examine. The level of lockpicking you need to open this, how much damage this can take. An empty vase. Neither of us are currently able to pick the lock. All right. Arcist? Bash it. All right, we got an oil flask, which with her could be hilarious. And a fighting knife. And we got a little smoke grenade. A little orange. Oh, and we can straight up just move things? Oh, that's so cool. A water balloon? Ooh, cash. I love cash. D&D has a fun barbarian subclass where you rage and you trigger a wild magic roll. Oh my god, that's terrible. Terribly hilarious. Another smoke grenade. Oh, Arsis got a lucky find. Nice job. Boop.
Careful! There's a mine in the middle of our path.
Someone must have an interest in protecting whatever's kept here.
All right, we got a poison arrow, but none of us are ranged. Arsis, can you...
Better to detonate that mine safely than trip over it myself.
Oh, I could actually attack my own characters. Interesting. Is there... Wait, hold up. Arsis, you have a little more health. I want you to go ahead.
Blaze is unbearable.
You know what? Arsis, don't die. I rage. Okay, you are now a beaver. Huh? Okay. I want you to consume the orange. Heals for 10% and gives a duration poison resistance of +5. So she's gonna get some health back, which is important. $8 to $13 versus $11 to $16. Not quite. All right, so we've got some vases, some stuff. More broken vases. We'll take all the arrows. I'm not above that.
I'll need to unlock this somehow.
10% HP regen? I wish Fruit in real life had that. Right? Arsis, bash the chest open. An age robe and a tomb chest key and a fire arrow. Another fighting knife. Doctor, I lost my arm. Help! Here, eat this orange. I want a second opinion. Yeah. But here's the thing. If oranges were that actually useful, we would know, and we wouldn't be going to the doctor unless...
I've always heard there's typically more to a king's tomb than meets the eye.
It could be a myth, or it could be our lucky day.
We wouldn't be going to the doctor. We would just be eating fruit. A bone. I don't know what that does, but we're going to take it. Old parchment. Read. Gravekeeper Rage Quit. Tend the graves in the antechamber before moving into the inner rooms. To proceed, stand very close to an impressed door and press the button that appears on the right-hand side. All right, we got to remember, right button. Smack. Oh my god. How much health does this chest have?
I can infuse you with power.
Can you just attack automatically? Okay, here we go. If I hold control, it'll let me do it. How does she miss the chest? Arcist, you're not making yourself look good. Just break it open. Also, why can't we just break the lock? I recognize that Sai does not have the lockpicking skills I want him to have. One of your items is damaged. Find a repair hammer or a merchant to restore it. Oh. I now found the reason why we don't just punt. Are you letting the mage try and break something? No, I have. She's a battle mage. To be fair, neither of these characters is particularly.
Under lock and key.
Particularly warrior-like. I just opened the chest. I regret not picking the rogue, but it's okay. We will get through these first opening levels, and it will be fine. Just open the box. Hey, look, lockpicks. I don't know what I picked up, and that's concerning. Do we have a helmet? No. So we can just put on a new helmet. Zandalor's trunks. Does it it has a durability as well. Oh, this is not good. But I now understand why the game will be like, hey, make sure you go to town, and often. Doesn't look like there's anything for us to pick over here. Is there? I don't see any buttons. Okay. Yeah, I've got two mages. The one in my defense, one of them is a battle mage. So that's a thing.
I've spotted something interesting.
Did you? You mean the button? The button for the door that we read about? Pick the lock. Yeah. I opened the door. All right, so we got a room on fire, which does seem terrible for me.
Oh, I was really hoping to find something better.
All right, so the good news is that there's some water barrels as well as a regular barrel. Ooh. And a rain scroll. All right. I'm going to use teleportation. And we're just gonna drop the barrel. You know what? It's burning. We'll let it burn. I have become encumbered. I can't throw very far. Sai is the typical mage that says no throwing. I take that back. They're both the typical mage that says no throwing. There we go. Choose a target destination. We're going to choose a target. And then we're going to choose a target destination. Boop. We're going to wait for the barrel to just, trying to open the lock with a rock instead of the key in his pocket. No, I didn't have a key. Did I? I thought it was just for... Oh, no. I am that dumb. The key is the scroll you just picked up. Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. You want to know why? Because I can use that scroll later. Haha! For I am knowledgeable as a ferret. Alright, so that crate is empty. I got an oil flask. And a mug of beer. I don't feel like a mug of beer is a wise thing to have in a dungeon, to be walking away with in a dungeon, especially. But like, all right, we've got rotten eggs. All right, we should be able to just kind of like sneak without getting lit on fire.
This seems to be broken.
Gonna be a good ass beer if it's been sitting down here.
That's a trap.
Okay. So I don't have the means to disarm it. But the good news is that with a little bit of patience, I was hoping to use this chest. use this key on here, but apparently that is not the key. All right, let's stand a little further back.
You're like a gorilla in a porcelain store.
Wait, do I only get the... Are lockpicks one use only? Oh. Also, I don't think I need that anymore. I think I can just drop that. That was just the book that was telling us. All right, well, that's locked, so that's not going to do me any good. Why did this barrel not... You know what? Don't ask questions, Sai. Don't ask questions. We've got a door, and... All right, so that looks like the path of progress. But obviously, we don't do that. That's a chest. Now, how do I... A fireball scroll. All right, look. Obviously...
Breath of the dragon.
Oh. Now we walked into a different problem. The ground's on fire. A mug of water. Metal temple door key. Okay, cool. I like it. I like keys. Is there fishing in this game? I don't like the noise you just made, game. Can I fish? No. It does not look like fishing is an option. Which is probably for the better, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. Like, let's be real with ourselves for just a minute. It's good that we can't fish, because we would never leave. Hey, look, the door opened. Nice. Some thread. Sure. We'll take thread. All right, so I'm seeing a bunch of poison. A knockdown arrow.
What's this? I found something. A strange sort of pit. There must be a way to disarm it.
All right, that was not the answer. Don't you die.
The seven call me home.
All right, we're going to use the healing potion. Because I don't want to risk her dying. Do we have anything that will do...
I've spotted something interesting.
All right, so we can literally just throw... Boop. Yeah! We did it. We're only mostly dumb.
You don't know that. Those cultists have been poking about for days.
All right.
Shh! I think I hear voices downstairs.
The last thing we need is to surprise another angry summoner.
Okay, so... Am I doing something with that? Oh, can't see, but he's oiled up. Well, there's only one option. Naturally.
I feel uneasy here. I'd better keep my weapon at the ready.
I really wanted that fireball scroll.
Feel the burn.
All right, you get the fireball scroll. Because that should have been your thing. Got some oiled up men that we just had to get rid of. We'll go ahead and take all of that. Some broken vases. Oh wait, I didn't loot the chest. Oh, I was so dumb. Oh, I did loot the chest. Never mind. Why did I think I didn't? Because I don't remember doing that. That's why. Looks like something. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Boop. Gotta keep both. Gotta keep both. Gotcha. Boop. We got an arrow shaft, and a hammer. Hold on. Oh, but it's not a repair hammer. It's just a hammer. Okay. Wait, she dropped her shield. I didn't want to drop the shield. All right, she's got a hammer. She's ready to go big bonks. What I'm saying. A finely tuned and freshly strung banjo. It's called a guitar. Oh, we're gonna send that to the ferret. The ferret gets the guitar that was found in a vase. Pull party portraits apart to unchain them, breaking the chain full. Oh. Oh. All right, so he steps on that. We're going to have our boy step on here. We're going to have our girl step on here. We're going to have the boy go through. Yeah, and now we relink them. Auto save. You'll love to see it. Oh. Yeah, you're not a threat.
A living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead. A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The bloodstone defiler, where is it?
Who are you? Bloodstone, I don't know what you mean. I met a trio of strange cult-like figures before the entrance of the tomb. They seem to have a precious stone in their possession.
Strange indeed. Robed indeed. Your tricks will not save you from retribution, deceiver. The bloodstone, deliver it now and I may deign to end you quickly.
Who are you?
In life, I toiled to care for these holy grounds. In death, I protect them from profaners and poachers. The legacy of Cecile is mine to preserve. Her traitors are mine to destroy.
Bloodstone? I don't know not what you mean.
I suppose you only crept among these sacred tombs for leisure. I suppose you had no lust for the treasure of the dead. Ha!
I mean, you're not wrong.
Run if you like, Defiler. Whichever way you take leads you to the grave.
I mean, that is how time works, yes. Oh. And he's bringing friends. I don't like this development. Well, I'm going to move you from there. Right there.
Does it?
You know what? I was actually expecting that to go very differently. Burning touch. Oh, we didn't get the burn? Oh. All right, well, smack a fool. Oh! She felt that one. Why is that an invalid target? Yes, we got frozen. Okay. Let's try freezing touch. Oh, 2 freezes. All right. Arceus, beat a man.
Death never dies, fool. Death in 1,000 forms rules all.
All right, well. Ah! Scrub.
This is the end.
Oh, the mage is doing the work. That's about the same. Empty potion bottles. You so badly need the healing potions. In fact, we're so in need. We're gonna go ahead and use one. All right. Things look a little better. That was a little rough, though. An ancient stone gate.
Again?
Have I been here before? It looks like I've been here before. Oh. Maybe? All right, well, let's go this way. We haven't been this way.
Hold it right there, orc scum. No one slips past the Legion unchallenged.
Really?
Calm down, Junius. Doesn't look like one of them orcs to me. Not a single horn in sight, you know.
Just
You know-
hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Sinful.
Who are
We're
you?
Legionnaires, of course. On the lookout for orcs, for they've been attacking from the sea. God knows why
Not
they
the
do it,
orcs.
but we stand firm. We of the Legion, liberators of Rivellon.
Liberators of liquor too, aren't we, old chum?
Shh! Just pipe down, will you, Bibius?
Seems you've been enjoying a drink or two.
Ever cat the watch? Stood on the lookout for hours on end, bored stiff. Boredom's a demon, buddy, and booze is the demon hunter. There. I do declare it's time for this hunter to take another shot. Huzzah!
So you're liberators, you say?
A noble word for watchdog, that. For that is what we do. Watch over the local dogs that ever so often aim for one another's throat, and separate them to keep the peace. Separate by the sword, that is.
Well,
The best way to calm a wily dog is to neuter it. Ha! Spay for pay. Legion's motto.
yeah, you're not messed up at
Just
all.
put a sock in it, will you, Bibius?
All right.
What do you want to know?
About Counselor
So,
Tate.
it's Jake you're looking for. Ship sailed on that one, I'm afraid. Fellow's dead. Murdered.
What can you tell me about his murder?
Can't tell you much more, except that I heard he was found face down in a puddle of blood, being used as a water fountain by his own pet mongrel.
They say 'twas his wife that did it, and I'd bet a bottle of brandy they're right. A devilish flirt, that one.
Oh, no.
As if that proves anything. Just keep your trap shut, will you, Bibius?
Tell me more about these
Bunch
orcs.
of barbaric bastards, a lot of them. They'll kill your spouse and eat your children.
No, not
We've
the
been
children.
putting up a fight against them, to be sure, but they have the strength of an ox in every single one of their fingers. Takes an army to dress down a dozen.
So what are you two going to do?
Well, we did bring a legion.
Just bite your lip, will you, Bibius?
I believe we were close.
Sightseal, yes. Where fishermen come to live and street dogs come to die. Now, which of the two would you be then?
Just cut the cackle, will you, Bibius?
That was actually pretty witty. I'll give him
Stranger,
credit.
If it's the city of Sinful you're looking for, you're heading in the right direction. Even though most folks are trying to escape rather than reach the damn place these days.
Yeah, that
Not
does
I
sound
can
terrible.
blame them. This place is cursed, I tell you. First the dead rise from their graves, and then entire tribes of orcs sound the trumpets of war. You take to the rifle, lass.
We are here on Source Hunter's business.
So, you're source hunters, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a 2-bedroom birdcage. They don't prove a thing.
You're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a 2-bedroom bird cage. I don't know why that made me
You
laugh,
know
but it
what?
does.
We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books large as a house, that one. Yeah, he'll squeeze the truth out of you one way or another.
The wizard, you say? Sounds good to
The
me.
wizard, you say? Sounds good to me. Lead the way.
Agreed. The wizard is bound to know more about what's going on.
Agreed. A wizard is bound to know more about what is going on around here.
Capital. Come along, we're not far.
But I wanted to look around a little bit. We got a waypoint shrine? What is this? Oh, it lets us it's a waypoint. Sai, can you read? No. Everyone knows streamers don't read. She's collecting seashells by the seashore. For a moment, I thought that was another combat sound, and I got very anxious very quickly.
Look, look! A wanderer comes my way, walking the sands upon which this poor shell must suffer.
Who are you, Sir Shell?
Call me Ishmael, son of the sea, an outcast upon
All right,
these
Ishmael.
wretched
I mean, Ishmael.
an exiled shell, doomed to live under a canopy of arid sky, not his native, tender water.
It seems strange that you can talk.
Of course I can talk. Don't be silly. There's more tongue to me than heart. Indeed, the surprise should be mine, for I still remember the days when your kind swung from branches and plucked the vermin out of their neighbor's fur.
You don't seem to remember the past very
Time
fondly.
is an indulgent mistress to one who spends happy hours as she passes. But when your existence is one of misery, she becomes a lethargic hobby. Oh, I remember ancient times, for I have lain here since antiquity, when the ruins around us were palaces, and the sun-bleached dead merry children. All
That's a fucked up
this
image.
I have seen, alive, alone, alas.
You know what? I love the alliteration. Keep going.
My fate is a cruel one, I assure you. How many snot noses have held me up against their dirty little ears, only to claim they can hear the ocean? Of course they can hear her, the brats. We are on the very edge of the great aquatic mother, whose embrace I so desperately long for.
So it's the sea's embrace you're longing for.
Yes, yes, I, King of Pearls, ache to repose anew on his coral throne. Hurl me toward the water. Swing me as far as your arm's strength gives release, and treasure long sunk I will grant thee.
I should decide what
What
to do.
do you say, kind knight? Will you return the King of Pearls to the sea so he may...
Kindness is its own reward, and there's the promise of treasure to boot. Let's throw him into the sea.
Kindness is its own reward. And then there's the promise of treasure to boot. Let's throw him into the sea.
And pass up the opportunity of simply taking him and selling his valuable pearl? I think not. Now let's send him into...
Agreed.
Liberator, kind... The sea, I have returned. Where every wave feels like a mermaid's kiss.
I don't know, that was
the
the...
bounty of the deep be yours, along with my eternal gratitude.
Oh, thank heavens. Maybe now you can learn something useful, like how to wash your underthings.
I love how I got a level up. And the game's like, yeah, maybe you can be not crap. Mermaid's Kiss. Plus 11 water persistence and plus 9 HP. Or 9%. 9 HP. Yeah, no, it's straight up 9 HP. Let's go ahead and put that ring on our girl here. Because she can use more HP, obviously. All right, we collected some seashells. We got an achievement for it too, which is even funnier. Let's go ahead. Oh, we lost our escort, I think. Yeah, they're gone. Oh, no, there they are.
Amphibious. Here goes. Oh. Goes down as smooth as birdie needles.
Do you mean to trounce in there brandishing these things? I'll sheath my weapon.
Lovely day for a swig and a song. What do you want to know? Fairly well.
We got a flower and a cup of water. Nice. All right. Anything over here? Not really. Except a seashell. An old elvish air staff. It is significantly. It does look like it does more.
Hoping someone special will be impressed by the way you wield that great heaving weapon.
I mean,
Those beasts are deadly. What the hell's happening down there? Orcs! Bloody orcs! Come, let's go back to the bridge. Let the source hunters handle their legions.
oh, that's not good.
Charge! Kill the unbeliever!
Ow. No, Legionnaires, don't be dying. Do we have Fireball? I don't think this character has Fireball. Air damage, resurrect scroll, rain scroll, oil flask. Oh, that's not good. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Launch a missile that from your staff that deals 21 to 41 air damage. Level 2, and a level 2. All right, so they're all about the same size. He definitely felt that. Not enough action points.
You look a bit under the weather.
All right. We don't have anything else we can really do. I'm pretty sure you had. You do have the fire.
Ah! I'm burning!
I didn't mean to light myself on fire. That was not the plan. Wow, these guys actually got some good hits in. Ooh. Characters dead can be resurrected. Well, that ended utterly terribly for me.
Time to deal some damage.
That did not go as planned at all. I was going to resurrect Sai.
Cornered. Let's see you try to wriggle free. Please assist me, friends.
Yeah, go ahead and use that.
Meet your demand.
All right, I wanted to light this up on fire, but that did not go as planned. Bonk. Just so many misses. Oh, nope. What? Wow, he can. Okay.
Who is that joker leading those orcs? Damn traitor.
Where are Bibius and Junius? Didn't they hear the fight?
Taken before his time. Far before his time.
Taken before his time. Far before his time.
All right, I was hoping that that Sai would come back. Almost.
Oi, the Sauce Hunter. Nice to see these winds are blowing more than bloody orcs out. Bloody orcs are at it again. Beats me what on earth they want in Seal. This is their second attack within as many weeks, and that rat-faced shaman of theirs even went to the trouble of launching a fireball at a ship in the harbour to the west of here.
Oh, the sailor's making out.
It's hard to say. That ship needs attention, and fast, or she's as good as sunk. Got any special Sauce Hunter tricks to make a blue sky turn to rain clouds?
Actually, I do. Oh, you can trade with him? Oh. He doesn't have anything I want.
Beats me what traitorous madness came over that dog. A man among orcs? It'd be like one of your kind running with a sorcerer. Whatever the cur's incentive to raise swords alongside that murderous lot, let's all hope it was a private grudge. Can you imagine if we had to add a slew of wild-eyed orc-loving bedlamites to our list of enemies in Seal?
I will take my leave. All right, so it is not this boat. There is a boat that's currently on fire. All right. Interesting.
I like you much better with your guts on the floor.
Taken before
I'll have to figure out leveling up later because I don't care right now. Let's go ahead and check. There is a branch. I don't think that's going to be worth much. Yeah, it's worth nothing. I don't need it. Nothing in that. Nothing in that. A dead orc. I got gypped twice. Trap disarm tool. You love to see it.
One day coming. Vengeance will be ours.
All right, we got a couple corpses down here that we can loot. All right, well, we got disappointment we can loot, rather. There's a cat!
What's all this ruckus?
Oh shit, hold up, it talks.
Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source hunters have arrived in Sicil.
Hey, that would be me.
You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city.
I was summoned here by a cat.
So you were, and so you weren't. Behold, there we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one.
Okay.
So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let
How
us
dare
turn
you?
to the matter of Counselor Jake's murder.
How dare you make that terrible pun? I hate you. But tell me more.
It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead.
Where can I find the scene of the crime?
Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek.
A counselor is murdered. I'm assuming there's
So there are,
suspect.
or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed, but to be frank, I have my doubts.
Okay, but we all know that the wife is always that the spouse, not necessarily a wife, that the spouse is always a good pick.
She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink.
So she's quite the flirt. Got it.
Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow.
Let's talk about something else. It may interest you to know that the orcs we took care of were led by humans.
You say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack.
Does sound weird when you say it out loud.
And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts. A shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely nowadays.
Ugh, them sorcerers are
I don't
everywhere.
quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand.
I agree. What exactly is the trouble you're having with the undead?
Ah, the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years, the stalemate between them and the living has been dragging on at a weary pace indeed.
That does seem problematic.
The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay, but I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistae, they'd have gotten the better of
how you
us
pronounce
by
that word?
now.
I thought it was ballista. Has it always been ballistae? Have I just been wrong for years? I mean, it's cool that you have a magic-infused one. That's cool.
Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single louse in a lion's mane.
From what I've seen and heard, this isn't your first time you've had problems with marauding orcs.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat, and it shows no signs of abating. We've cordoned off the western beach where most orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem to figure what they're doing here.
All right, question. Was he a cat that managed to find a way to turn himself into a wizard? Or was he a wizard that just really enjoys turning himself into a cat?
There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure, the fools.
All right. Except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Tell me more about this cat.
But that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you? Such magic is a gift, Hunter. To tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. To be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness. You couldn't possibly imagine the thrill.
No, I
but
cannot.
Of course, it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of 2 worlds. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. Once you're there, just take the stairs. But do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation without speaking to the de facto leader of Sinful. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter.
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
Solid ideas. I do like that my characters are not silent protagonists. It's nice that they have a personality.
Not even worth the rummaging.
We're gonna need more than a few buckets to save her. One of the orcs is sending another fleet.
Oh, hey! This is the boat that's on fire. Remember when we were like...
We mustn't let the flames spread to the whole bar.
Yeah! We did it! We saved the boat. Oh man, we brought real rain. Well, we got some positivity with the city, which is good. I want to know why a little rope is the reason I can't get this chest.
Really? The greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a rope.
Oh, good. I was afraid.
Psst. Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back. Sailor, what news from the mainland?
The Adventurers Field Guide.
Passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Now, I'm not a lumberjack, but I can get a good strong stick out of any log with my trusty axe whenever I'm in need of one. Some weird geezers have been asking for wood chips on the floor after I've chopped up some logs, and I just let them. I have no idea what to do with those.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride?
Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back. Our home. Our livelihood. All sunk in a matter of minutes while we could do naught but look on.
What happened?
These bleeding orcs. I can't keep off this place for the life of them. They came in here, slinging fireballs and swinging swords. Wasn't a thing we could do to defend ourselves.
How about that
was
burning
a
ship?
right stunning show of magic you pulled, it was. Wish you'd been around when our own barge went down in flames.
About
With our
finding
ship
work.
Gone, nothing for it but to get a job. Slim pickings around here, that's for sure. Maybe you could get... Well, we were merchants what seems like a moment ago. With our ship sunk, we're little more than free men with nothing more to say than boo.
Fun with fluids.
Thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc win 500 yards if I love it, nature.
Orcs. Oh, he wants 226 gold for a book? That's worth only one? No. I'm refinancing your situation? No.
Have you found us a job yet? We'll take anything. Really? That was a right stunning.
Okay, so I gotta look for a job for these guys?
Zombies, skeletons, you know the story. Beacon of youthful gore, but...
Sauce? Here in Sicil? Ah, of all that cursed hunks of rock to land on, Conrad chooses this one.
How about that burning ship?
Ship's got a soul too, you know. You did a mighty fine thing saving that barge. For those of us raised in crews instead of families, it's kin to saving a fellow man.
That was quite the attack
Who
on the
knows
harbor.
if it's even over for sure. Those damn orcs keep...
Youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh wind? Those orcs must be out of their barbarous minds launching an attack. I'll tell you, the only...
Sauce? Here? Inside...
Alright, none of you are that interesting.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council.
Alright, let's leave. A couple of potatoes? I do appreciate that the game does have like random animal noises. Moo. All right, so we got the warehouse. So this is the city entrance.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. And so what do they say?
Well, what is it,
We probably don't want to steal too much. And I have a feeling everything in here is, yep.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods.
What's in that room exactly?
This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And I, Sergeant Curtius, have been trusted to guard it. Curtius is my name. The Legion is...
You are
Conversation, mate.
super boring. Also, if it's red, it is not lootable. Or it's stealing at any rate.
Will you please turn your...
Well, a source hunter. A very hearty welcome to our humble warehouse. Have a look around. And don't mind if I pick your brain about the scoop around Undervale. I'm behind on my current affairs.
What do you know of current affairs?
This Jake business is quite the scandal, no? I myself suspect his wife Esmeralda, and the butcher seconds that, let me tell you. Then again, and you didn't hear this from me, he's going through quite the nasty divorce himself, and there's his children to consider. But I imagine his youngest, Kimberly, won't mind. Never did get on well with her mother ever since the incident.
What incident?
Oh, it's an unparalleled pleasure having a fresh ear around here.
Bastard! I want to know more about the incident.
I tell you, this gig sure beats getting my toes bitten off by zombies out in the field. We warehouse guards don't have to do much apart from stroll the perimeter a few times an hour. And of course, every now and again, some friendly folks, like yourself, will wander through here. And nothing beats a pleasant conversation. Though my comrade Horatius has quite different opinions on that matter.
And what's his opinion?
Have you talked to him? Thinks every man, woman, and child who steps foot in this place wants to rob it blind. Did I so much as greet a townsperson with a hello instead of a state your purpose? He starts frothing on and on about godly duty and security breaches.
He's
Keep your
right.
pleasantries to yourself. What are you doing inside this warehouse, snooping around? If it's conversation you're looking for, I'd recommend my comrade Florius, or as I prefer to call him, Loose Lips McGee. As for myself, my job is to protect this warehouse, not chit-chat with intruders.
You seem to have strong opinions about
That
Florius.
idiot man-child would sooner spend an hour chatting up a thief than a minute arresting him. I hope he gets transferred out of this warehouse and straight to the perimeter. Let him rot off as zombies here instead of mine. Even thinking of him turns one into a gabbing hen. Please, leave me be.
Alright. So there's Florius again. Who's Moira?
The back page circular from you.
Oh, a source hunter. About time the council took us seriously. Maybe you can start with the two idiots hiding their pet orc here.
I'll take my leave.
An orc in love. Ha! When this little charm fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces.
Come now, enough doom and gloom. Cast your gaze instead
This
upon my
place reeks
fair
of orc
fanged
stench.
filly.
Yeah, I know. She's very charmed. She is very, very charmed.
This place reeks of orc stench.
Yeah, my dude, I don't think this is going to end well for you. It is funny.
Who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators, not pets?
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile, but my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her.
Tell me about yourselves.
Maybe before the great orc raid we had time to indulge Ninius's idiotic obsessions, but now we're needed at our posts. I can hardly believe I've been wasting time protecting an orc when I should be running them through.
Ooh, he's salty about
Excuse
this.
my friend's violent outbursts. He hasn't enjoyed a woman's touch in quite some time now. It makes him a bit edgy.
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat. I'll take my chances as a bachelor, thanks.
Some men might be into that. And I think I found that man. Ninius? Yeah, I think what's this about a charmed orc?
Here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch of trinkets towards her. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored.
Oh, this is gonna end terribly.
I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Oh.
I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
A love potion? Tell me more.
I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I had to act fast or lose the once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Oh, no.
I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
I don't feel like it
You
did.
see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily tranquilized monster into our midst to boot.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
Let me tell you what I think.
You see, He'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him from his murderous darling.
She's got to be
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
If this love potion is as dodgy as it sounds, she could come to her vicious senses at any time. Let her live. If that potion were truly worthless, it wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. It wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information.
Let her live. If that potion were truly worthless, it wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information.
No, go back. Oh, shit. I meant for Arceus to be the romantic. All right. You would trust a quack magazine from youthful Gore? She's clearly liable to snap at any minute.
You would trust a quack magazine from youthful Gore? She's clearly liable to snap at any minute.
Think of the intel this creature could provide. If she begins to revert, these men are armed and will be able to subdue her. Don't you want to see whether or not this experiment proves successful? A real working love potion. Think of the possibilities. If you want to go after her, you'll have to face me first. And I don't take kindly to murderers. Sai is not that man. Not that man.
Think of the intel this creature could provide. And if she begins to revert, these men are armed and will be able to subdue her.
I ordered a similar love potion from youthful Gore before, you know. Says you obviously have no special affection for me. I think we can conclude the advertisements just don't deliver. I love this little backstory now. This is amazing.
I ordered a similar love potion from youthful Gore before, you know. Since you obviously have no special affection for me, I think we can conclude the advertisements just don't deliver.
We're gonna... I love how I'm playing rock, paper, scissors against myself.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Glad to hear I'm not the only one with common sense.
I did actually kind of want to let her live.
I'll do the honors myself.
No, she's harmless. Please.
Well, damn.
You bastard! You had no right.
One day,
No
Moira.
right to
One day
protect not
you'll show
only
'em
you
all.
from your own stupidity, but myself and the citizens of Seal as well.
It's you we need protection from, murderer. Fortunately, the wizards of youthful Gore make a revenge elixir that will show you what's what.
Go ahead and throw your sugar water on me if you like. Your foolishness is no longer my problem. Thank
Oh my
you,
God, this is
stranger.
amazing.
If you ever need help, I'll do my best to repay you.
That was a great storyline. And like, yeah, sure, it didn't really do anything. And I'm actually completely okay with how things turned out. Both options were very much fine with me. But like, it was funny.
I should have done this from the
shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Ferret picked up some fish. I'm going to drop a water barrel. Oh, it heals.
Plenty
At the cost
of
of
fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
All right, I really do need to find like a way to rest or something to try and recover some health, because like I am feeling the pain. But it is nice that we can just go ahead and loot. I do love some good looting. Raw meat? That sounds like a terrible thing to try and... We're not consuming raw meat. We will eat an apple. Rope seems like it could be useful. I don't know how, I don't know when, but it does seem like it could be useful. All right, my impulse to pick things up found itself picking up a water barrel, and that was terrible. An empty canister. I am really glad I saved that water arrow or rain spell. The skull echoes a faint but horrible wail, like a soul suffering unimaginable tortures. That's an interesting thing to just leave in a crate. We found an eye and a tortured soul. All right, so this just looks like another harbor gate, which we don't really need to go, because we do need to go into town.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the
North the
foulest
Cecil,
of
west of the
lot on my
beach,
racks.
south of the harbor. I'm thinking this is north. All right, well, there's loot in a treasure chest. Wait, can we move the chest?
To lift that, a trifle, my dear.
Take it all. I'm very proud of myself. Legionnaire. She's T-posing for dominance. Respect. All right, we got Westgate to the moor, or west to the morgue, east to the barracks, and south to the harbor. All right, well, this looks like a sufficiently abandoned. don't think we can get away with breaking down the door. It's really weird that there's no back door here. Like, that can't just be a me thing. Using a whetstone and... I don't have anything I can really whetstone, I guess. A furnace? Meh. So that's the ballista. Ballistae. I think this is the section of town or the area that's under attack by undead.
Dear me. Oh, how the coast reminds me of my long-fled youth.
Right. They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Let's talk to the morgue. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. I don't want to steal. I just want to read. The Second Life, Death, Rites, and Rituals among the 7 races. Chapter 1, Imps. In all cases, the disposal or preservation of in-course is left to the discretion of their master. Typically, imps are simply burned with the evening's refuse or buried along dead pets. Huh. Okay. I gained 90 experience. Furthermore, I find it impossible that anyone but Mayor Cecil, Captain Arias, Evelyn, or Esmeralda would have been able to gain access to the body without my noticing. A corpse just can't vanish in thin air. And even if it could, it's not as though a strong wind could blow a sack of gold onto the empty slab. No, one of them must have been involved. But as long as no one goes digging up Jake's coffin, I don't see how the crime could ever be traced back to me. Oh, so the body is missing. And it's one of 4 people. We got the Mayor Cecil, Captain Arias, Evelyn, or Esmeralda.
Looks like the mortician is rather suspicious about Jake.
What could Mayor Cecil, Captain Arias, or Evelyn have to do with it?
A tooth.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
Shut up. I love how the narrator, who's not really involved very often, is now talking shit. It's like, well, yes, I did just open up a corpse and steal a tooth. Yoink. I just stole this man's money.
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his death?
Tell me about
This
yourself.
is my family business. Yes, there's been a Roberts escorting stiffs into the next life since the foundation of Seal itself. They don't write epics about morticians, but I'm proud of my work nonetheless.
It's respectable work. What can you tell me about Jake's murder?
Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the orcs and such like. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from life. We set him to rest
Fair.
in the northern graveyard. Perhaps he can finally get a little peace.
About Jake's body.
How do you... Ah, the ledger, is it? Fool was I to leave it in the open. Or perhaps I even looked forward to being found out. Well, as you know, I have my suspects in the matter. What would you like to know?
Why do you suspect Mayor Cecil?
Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know?
That's
and he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary.
Okay.
He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he were so inclined.
Why do you suspect the captain?
Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Came rapping at my door in the frosty morning before the sun had even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious about the remains.
Uh-huh.
Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble, unless he knew something the rest of us don't.
Not necessarily.
I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows.
Okay.
It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary, and there was something about her that night. Some kind of excitement.
You know what? That's actually a reason.
She could barely contain her thoughts, that there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional would have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole. But her master, Dr. Theleron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead, for an exorbitant price considering what he was getting. I never did figure what he wanted it for, but he sure seemed eager.
Why do you suspect Esmeralda?
I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband, and I've seen hundreds pass through my parlor. It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched, lured me outside claiming she needed air, before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the oh-so-overcome Esmeralda.
About the bag of gold you received?
That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it.
Okay, so I can persuade this character by charming, intimidating, or reasoning. If your perception is high enough, you can see in brackets what answer grants the highest bonus. Oh no. I can't look at my stats. I think I had 3 in reason. Surely Burrito, whose sheep you stole, deserves the money more than anyone. Hand over the gold so you can make it right its way to the rightful owner. Come now, you're a good man and the pillar of this community. Hand over this blood money before it stains your reputation and conscience. Unless you'd like to involve the Limp Legion in the matter, I suggest you hand over the gold immediately. I feel like I can reason my way out as Sai. My reason score is higher. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, we won.
You know, I reckon Bertia really didn't get a fair shake in all this, did she? Here, take the money and give it to her. Times are hard enough as they are.
You know what? I appreciate
That's
that.
enough of that now.
You think you can do whatever you want and waltz up? Oh no! Run away! Okay, well, that did not go as planned at all. And I'm now on the outside of town. Let's go to the harbor. Yeah. I didn't expect him to get so pissed off. That was a little awkward. Whoever the culprit is, he or she better start shaking in their boots. We convinced the guards to kill the orc. Marius carried out the sentence. We saved the ship by casting a rain spell, extinguishing the flames. Oh, we still need to find... the statue. I never did figure out where that statue is. Mortician's Morgue crime scene. Esmeralda. Well, unfortunately, we are just going to have to accept that we pissed off the Mortician.
What's this? I found something.
There is a grave. There is a cow and a well. I don't think the cow's going to talk to me, though. If we're going to be honest with ourselves. Eolin.
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves.
All right, not weird at all, dude.
No matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Huh? Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory.
All right, weirdo.
It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst, a simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Cicuta Douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicile of late.
Do you have any work for a trio of
Sorry,
sailors?
but there isn't much work for sailors in a house of medicine. Unless one of them happens to have a secret stash of healing stones.
So your apprentices enjoy some success.
Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration.
A revolutionary healing method. Can you elaborate?
She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it.
Uh-huh.
She claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal.
That feels like bullshit, but okay.
Utter rubbish, I say. With these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silver Glen to learn the truth myself.
Let's discuss your practice.
Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
Let me ask you about affairs around
What
Cecil.
would you like to know?
Do you know anything about Jake's murder?
The counselor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant.
Oh.
From
okay.
what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know.
I'm sorry, what affairs? What can you tell me about the plague of undead?
I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it.
Okay.
I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood.
Cares to plead for his very
Interesting
existence?
indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
Oh! Resting in a bed just straight up heals me.
On the men!
Long for this world.
Yes! Oh, I needed that so badly. Just let me heal.
Anybody?
I feel better
Neither who
already.
cares to plead for his very existence?
That is what I needed for so long.
Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm just... Who am I to meddle with life and death this way?
You're a doctor, that's food.
I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing. But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I.
Tell me about the patients.
What would you like to know?
I'd like to know more about
One
Boris.
of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is.
Okay.
Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away.
Tell me about Stephen.
Quite the venerable staple of Seal, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement. No less.
You can't do that to me.
Nearly everyone in Seal is familiar with grinning Stephen, and as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family.
About your healing
Yes,
stone.
a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh.
Pixar, it didn't
I
happen.
myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously. You are? I thank you a million times.
Stephen should receive the stone. We know full well the difficulty of growing up without a family. Boris' life has just begun. We can't cut it short now.
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
Yes, Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen already enjoyed.
Yes.
Boris does...
Boris it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to say...
Boris? Stephen, I'm sorry.
No, this is highly abnormal. What is this? This lightning?
Sorry, friend. I wish that...
What?
What? What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow, it sent us flying into the stars.
What the hell happened? Why? All right, well, we've gone into strange places.
Terrible! By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious.
Yeah, who are you and how did you get here?
Oh, yes. Proper introductions. Zixex the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was and is and hopefully all that is to be.
Okay.
As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
How you got here, though? That's a rather more interesting question.
You know what? That's
Such a
fair.
tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time. I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow.
Why is this place, as you say, shrinking?
At last, a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have.
You know, actually, now that you say that out loud.
Ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened.
How can time end?
Show, don't tell, I always say.
Oh god, that's terrible writing advice.
Peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
Yeah, but that doesn't end time. That just ends.
I think that imp may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
Alright, well, he's got nothing in his desk. An inactive portal. Alright, well, let's look through the... Alright, so I see, like, a dragon of darkness?
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's... The portal has become active. Fantastic. The portal. It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away.
Interesting.
Those torches, a light! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence.
Yeah, but what did I just witness through the lens?
Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it.
And?
It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean.
I see. Okay,
can't
that
say
makes
for sure
sense.
where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well.
You believe we are somehow connected to this plane?
It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen.
You know,
Long have I been
evidence.
waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one.
You know what? Fair.
Ah, though I cannot say for certain. If it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as after you... Oh, what...
All right.
Yes, just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, don't delay.
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
All right. But I want to know what's this way. Oh. Inactive portal. That said to the Forbidden Zone. I feel like if we're going to do that, we should definitely save beforehand. To the first garden. But it won't let me go any further. Alright, what do we got this way? Just 3 portals. I mean, I like a simple portal. It says inactive. This one's inactive. And that one's inactive. Alright. Cool. We got lightning, fire, ice, and grass. That looks like a thing. The last chest.
I am the last chest. The last chest. The last chest. If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it. Find my 4 sisters, no more than one in each of the realms of your wide world, and each by each, you'll discover how to open me.
Okay. Fair.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all that has ever been?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
I don't think I'm that strange.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you. But why? Surely you must know.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane?
It was a strange stone that zapped us from where we stood in Revellon to this plane among the stars.
So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here, and it infused you with new life as well. Is that so?
That's just what happened. Have you seen it?
Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work.
I don't like that sentence.
Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. Life does not simply spring into existence, you see.
You know what?
But
That
yours
sentence makes
has.
sense.
You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your tapestry?
Like the stones.
That's a good question.
Your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry until they revived the stone.
Interesting.
Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say, but I do believe that finding more stones will reveal to me who you yourselves truly are.
Oh, good to know. Where is this Starstone?
Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a greater secret, a secret lost, even to me. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus, it restores time itself.
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Yes.
Alright.
Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our realm.
I see.
If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all.
If the stones can heal history, we must seek them
Indeed
out.
you must. Though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone.
Okay.
Yet we are not the only entities who know these stones to be so much more than pretty gems.
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stones from our reach. They'd prevent the mending of time.
That feels so above my pay grade, man.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble. Even this plane will fall victim to the void's insatiable hunger.
That doesn't sound bad.
Be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put a stop to please our most mysterious guest. Are you ready? Are you...
Not a moment ago we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it?
We can't deny our reactions to the Starstone. There must be something to all of this, as mad
We
as it may
can't
seem.
deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
Still, it's quite a leap from finding a strange stone to placing the world's salvation on our shoulders.
Still, it's quite a leap from finding a strange stone to placing the world's salvation on.
Oh, I've swapped them. Oh, that was not the goal.
I got something for you if you're up to the challenge.
All right,
The
Zigzag.
glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon. Not just yet. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. We'll find out just who you are and how exactly to send the void back to wherever it came from.
Okay.
But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who
Yes.
wouldn't want to see what fantastic drastic changes your search will yield. And who knows what the Weaver might discover about you.
I do like learning more about myself.
The power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days.
That's fair.
Off you go then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
The Weaver of Time said our findings Starstone helps her weave the tapestry once more. How is that possible?
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void. I honestly don't know. But ask her. If she claims it is so, perhaps she knows why.
I've got some questions for you, Zigzag.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot!
If I'm supposed to search for Starstone, it would be happy to know where to start.
Wouldn't it just? Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist. Just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the tapestry. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found in the ancient places of this world.
Alright, so in dungeons.
Ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils.
Yep.
Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with my agent.
I understood the Starstone and Void Dragon. That made sense to me. You say you are the imp historian, but you seem to be more than the mere imp and more than the mere historian. Don't you find it somewhat lonesome being Chronicle of Time? I'll take my leave.
Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be someone waiting for you. I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can.
Rift travel. Oh.
I wonder, do you know more about the fall?
Hey!
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I.
Oh!
So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzax, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone.
What you got for me,
I'll be
dude?
Delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief Starstones are the flies the sorcerer spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His foul murder and the plight of dying time must somehow be interconnected. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along the way.
How did you find out Jake was a Starstone
While you
collector?
were being lectured by our friend the historian and the Grande Dame of Time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And sometimes the lady of the house even rewards you with a slice of fresh herring. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name.
Why is it so particularly nice for us to have found a shelter
Don't
somewhere?
we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes... But perhaps I speak only for myself. Not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone.
Okay.
To be able to repose without a care is such a precious circumstance, save it all too seldomly.
Do you put absolute credence in the words of Zigzags?
Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing.
That could be problematic.
I'll not pretend to have all the answers, or that I understand all that is happening here and out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution.
Respect.
If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I lays beside the hearths of home.
How'd you get in contact with Zigzags?
I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorching desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed and frightened, but swore to help him in any way I could. Oh, before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zigzags asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting too.
All right, gotta remember to keep an eye out for a white cat. Okay.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot.
All right, we got the strange cave, the morticians, the crime scene, Esmeralda, Arhu, and Captain Ar. Yes. All right, well, let's go back to the clinic. I love the fact that there's just this chest right here. It's empty, but it's there.
Appears to be locked.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter?
Thank you eternally for your help. Though your reaction to the healing stone, I have no idea what to make of it.
About your healing
That
stone.
strange reaction you caused. Blue lightning from a healing stone. I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's devoid of life. I begin to wonder if its magical properties survived your little reaction.
You've been named a suspect.
Is that so? Well, I handled the corpse myself, indeed, but I hardly knew the man in life. I was shocked when Ahu asked me to come to the crime scene, but Theliron had taken ill, and the responsibility fell to me. I arrived at the inn, where the body lay just where it had fallen. The injuries were like nothing I'd ever seen. A single intricate laceration wove like lace around every inch of his skin. Neither a beginning nor an ending point were discernible. I examined the corpse and recorded what information I could.
Okay.
I personally delivered the corpse the short distance to the mortician's house. As far as I know, everything was, as far as a magical murder is concerned, quite normal.
I wouldn't want to ruin this particular batch of party elixir with too much warm water.
No. That will
Hello
make her
again.
mad.
Terribly so. I've been studying under Theliron for some time now, but that task, being asked to play the gods, was the first time. I've a passion for this work, you see. A passion to see things put in order, from a flesh wound healed to an entire city made resistant.
All right, so she's just very enthusiastic about her work. Captain Jack!
What are ye staring at?
Do you have any
poor
work?
chaps lost their ship and want some work. Just send 'em to me and tell 'em there's a bit of coin and a lot of rum coming their way if they don't mind a bit of honest labor. Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are.
Okay, so he
Hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine arts, no? I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Sicil, and you'd be quite right. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps. Like this rooster. How lovely to see you again, haver of the beautiful.
Oh, he's got treasure maps?
Shoulders.
Potatoes.
And he wants a ton of money that I don't have.
Made a big change on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Celia the Enchantress.
Oh, no, noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs.
Oh, it gives us, that's a skill book. Thunder Jump. Jump from one target to another to the other, hitting a maximum of 2 targets, stunning them and dealing 12 to 14.
That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bag.
Okay.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bag.
A good day to you.
I thought I had more.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, prop. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced.
About your stolen sheep.
Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand. Now that the herd's gone, old Birchie's just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through.
I'll take my leave.
Source hunters, if you've got a favourite story, can't help you there. Haven't got enough livestock.
Come one, come all, and see the amazing
My
singing
word.
Stefan! Cecil, you there! Take a seat. Prepare to laugh your head off, cry your eyes out, and teeter on the edge of...
Today,
My
I
word.
think a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
Fantastic.
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elbert Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great
Fantastic.
thirst for colour.
Okay.
So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
My word! Tricks are for kids! This here is the
Fantastic.
greatest illusion
That is
in
interesting.
the Vale.
Zombie ate your dog? Orc sunk your ship? No matter! You're at Katerina's Fair, a veritable summer home for Well, I'm Katerina.
Okay,
I've
so
an
she's a-
open stage in want of talent, and I've often found the best young perform. The theatre's fever has overcome you. Check the library and see.
Come one, come all.
All right, so there's a little fair.
Stage calling.
That's cool. I just noticed there's a book on that table. And a torturer's rack. What is this guy doing?
Oh, I know it's here somewhere. I hardly want to ruin this particular batch of party elixir.
That's enough of that now.
Am I not handling that? I'd like to keep things just as they are, if you please. All right, my bad.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many chases.
All right. We're in town.
I'm straight. I'm true. Harry's by the dozens.
And I feel good about the progress we've made so far. Oh, that's the crime scene.
No better solution to the zombie problem.
Let's talk to Esmeralda. I mean, there's a door open. Oh, it's literally a shop. Okay.
Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect Lady Esmeralda from the rabble that would enforce summary justice on her, even though she is, until proven guilty, wholly innocent.
And you
I
are?
am Septimus, seventh son in a household of 9,
Oh my.
legionnaires all. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Cecile from day 1.
What do you think of
So
Esmeralda?
fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Rivellon, my friend. And
Okay.
I have traveled more extensively than migratory birds do.
Fair enough.
She stands accused of murder, but steadfast will I guard. Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy.
Yep.
He was well loved in all of Cecile. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. That he of all people should have braved the undead. And what questions are those? I hold by the belief that this place is cursed. First,
All right.
the undead, who are getting more vicious by the day, mind. Then the orcs, who don't seem to understand when a war's been lost. Something about this place seems to inspire. I can tell you one thing about the undead, and that is to stay the hell away from them.
Fair enough.
I've seen too many men and women. Legion's greetings, Hunt.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda, dearest. I'm just doing my duty.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband.
Yeah, hold up. Where'd she go?
The hunter returns. I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Who are
I
you?
am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow.
Yep.
Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor. But his one and only princess just the same.
Let's discuss your husband's
Like
murder.
I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger, and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches.
I've been told your husband collected something called Starstones.
Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake, do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare.
Can you tell me more about this place?
What do you want to know? Never imagined that finding a quarter pound of mouldy, moth-eaten flour would be a cause for celebration in this city. How things have changed.
Tell me about the
They
undead.
came out of nowhere. Must have been, 2 years ago now? The very heart of winter. I smelt them before I saw them in the night. Torchlight reflected in their eyes like it does in predators. But these were no wolves. These were our ancestors.
About her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Smelly panties. Yeah, no, we're not stealing her underwear. That's just a little weird.
Looking good.
We got a bathtub. And then a painting of a man. Painting of a roof.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
I didn't mean to steal the cooking pot, but I'm gonna keep it anyway. Who knows what one that might come out. All right. That door is way above my lock picking level. Gotta grab it all. All right. What is this? Oh. Town Hall. This is Mayor Cecil's office. Hey, look,
What?
it's Cecil.
Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you. My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Sicil through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
What's going on in Cecil?
What? Oh, you mean Sicil? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders. The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Sicil. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon.
Tell me more.
The what of what now? Oh, you mean the Staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official.
Okay.
Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing.
That is a problem.
It may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
What do you know about it?
The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
Tell me more about the merchant.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
About Jake's murder.
Jake? Murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Council and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances.
That's fair.
Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob.
Reasonable.
As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferret was always a bit suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
Tell me more about the Duke of Ferret.
An all right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor.
Oof. Oof. All right.
What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years, those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Sicil's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
Can you tell me more about Rivellon
Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sicil's under siege by orcs.
Oh. Can you tell me more about your library?
That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in? Ah, the library. Yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to have a look?
Not just
Please
now.
yourself. Let me know if you change your mind. No, all my clothes are in fine condition, thanks. I've been going to the same tailor for years.
You've been named as a suspect.
Jake? Murdered, you say? Oh, yes, of course. Now I remember. Well...
Oh, that was about to piss him off. Charlene.
A source hunter? Oh, me. I live alone here in town. Used to be that my younger brother Tom and I were practically joined at the hip, but
What
that's
happened
all
to your
changed
brother?
now. Oh, he's always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. Oh, but of course, I've always loved. For my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Aureus now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town.
Oh, no.
That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them.
Oh, this
that
is
one
terrible.
meeting was all it took for Tom to run off with them on some mission to God knows where.
Omnes autem mali demonis quam. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Psych. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken, for you hardly resemble the local... No, a source hunter, that is what you are.
Yes.
Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man.
Okay.
But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
Why would you join
Why? Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now,
Okay.
I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not? This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their proposition.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Agree. Nothing ever good comes from bargaining.
Agreed. Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly.
Volume 1. Hello again, adventurer. I hope you wiped those muddy boots on your way in. These books sprout little legs in the night. In the name of Amon-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal, be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
Who are you?
I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it?
No!
When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicil toward the sea.
Okay.
The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amon-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way. He raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
Okay. May I take books from the
Indeed,
library?
you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that... Tujda Geta, friend. Kajdanor. The brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
You know, I was very excited about being able to steal books without actually stealing books. But, oh.
The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenticken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Where'd the book go? Read. Superior two-handed sword recipe. And axe recipe.
A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Celeron will have to pay yet another fine.
Okay. Purifying fire removes burning. Oh, yeah, no. And we're going to actually give that to Arceus.
A volume of poetry among novels? Urak. What mayhem.
Fun with fluids. If you've ever tried, you'll know full well, Gipina mushroom. You know full well that what manner of effect it will have. Most Revelin mushrooms have some sort of effect on the human body, and they're
Volume 2? Where's the third one gone? Shucks. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
okay. That was just a little bit of lore books, and I'm not too worried about it. All right, well, I like the idea of having the old guy just...
A source hunter will always...
Welcome to the Town Hall of Sycil.
Stir and churn.
Of having the old man just be too old to know anything. Like, it also doesn't seem... He's not outside of the scope.
I'm overheating here.
So, like, he's not fully ruled out, but he is lower on my priority list. Like, I don't think he's likely to have done the murder if he's not, you know. Okay, well, we found the other teleporter. With the dude's wife in the bathtub.
Waiting for what, exactly?
So, since it is 10 o'clock, it is late. Let us go ahead and save. And we will be back Wednesday for some more Divinity Original Sin. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, push all the social media buttons for me, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.